We must recognize it's a very complex place. You know, the Chinese are there as well as the Russians.
I really can't speak to what he was referring to, but you know, unless you're talking about having a diplomatic presence, I'm not sure what he was referring to.
Military involvement, which was the implication.
I have not seen any evidence of Chinese military involvement in Syria.
After Carson was challenged about his information on Wednesday, he explained that it came from a secret source. A claim his advisor, Armstrong Williams, backed up yesterday.
I would have to refer you to some other people to get you the actual data, but they've shown it to me.
But Dr. Carson said that the Chinese are in Syria, which is not accurate.
Well, Tamara, from your perspective and what most people know, maybe that is inaccurate, but from our intelligence and what Dr. Carson's been told by people who are on the ground, who've been involved in that region of the world, it has been told to him many times over and over that the Chinese are there. But as far as our intelligence and the briefings that Dr. Carson's been in, that I have certainly been in with him, and he's certainly been told that the Chinese are there.
Who's briefing?
I have
Who's
more.
briefing him?
However, this is not the first time Dr. Carson has claimed a secret intelligence source after a foreign policy claim was challenged. He recently claimed that the leaders of Iran, Russia, and the Palestinian Authority all knew each other in 1968.
His relationships go way, 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 way back, you know. 1968 at Patrice Lumumba University, that's when Putin first got to know the Ali Khomeini. And also Mahmoud Abbas. And all of these relationships are very, very complex. And in the class of 1968 at Patrice Lumumba University in Moscow, Mahmoud Abbas was one of those members of that class, and so was Khomeini, Ali Khomeini. They were classmates. And that's when they first established relationships with a young Vladimir Putin.
Except at the time, Vladimir Putin was 16 years old, living in Leningrad, not Moscow. After Carson repeated the claim on the Christian Broadcasting Network and they questioned him, Dr. Carson would not disclose his sources but told CBN News he learned about the ties between the three leaders from advisors across the government, including the CIA. He said the connection helps to explain what's currently happening around the world. Caddy K.
What's odd about the way he says it, don't you think, Mika, is that he puts in these very specific details about Patrice Lumumba University in Moscow that make it sound incredibly credible. And yet, just like the Chinese example, there are serious questions about whether he has these facts straight on foreign policy. And, I mean, if he had just come into this race a month ago, you might think to yourself, okay, he's not up to speed on foreign policy. But Dr. Carson has been running now for 6 months, and he was planning to run probably for 6 months or a year before that. He can easily surround himself by foreign policy advisors and do the homework. This is all this is about. It's about doing the homework and showing curiosity and getting the facts straight. There is no evidence that the Chinese are militarily involved in Syria. There is none. No foreign policy expert in Washington will tell you that. And it's egregious that he has not put in the effort at this stage in his campaign to get his foreign policy accurate.